Hello and welcome back to our series 4, or that's what we're calling it this year, for our intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman live broadcast. Today we are going to be talking about intermittent fasting for women in the year 2020. So we are embarking on a new year and a lot of amazing things have changed for us women in the regards of intermittent fasting. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to start incorporating, or why you should start incorporating intermittent fasting as a woman today, embarking on this new era of a new decade and a new year and all kinds of new scientific data that is finally supporting us women here in this community in regards to intermittent fasting. So welcome. If you're new, I always ask that you take a second to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, so that you will know when we go live and or upload new content for you. And as always, during this broadcast, please take a second to leave a comment in the comment section. We love knowing that you are showing up here in this community, whether it's live and joining the discussion here, or as we post this as a rebroadcast and you come back around and join the conversation later. Either way, we love having you in the discussion with us. I also ask that if you are a previous student of my intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman course, please leave a comment in the comment section letting us know what year and what month you participated in class, and if you have felt any of the amazing benefits that intermittent fasting does provide for us women. We always love hearing that from you, and that also does pay it forward for other women who are curious about intermittent fasting. So let's get busy and start talking about today's topic. The amazing thing and the most exciting thing about intermittent fasting for us women in the year 2020, like I said, is that there is now tons of scientific data that is pointing in our favor. If you've been around this community for a while, so we started these discussions back in 2017, there were so many warning signs and so many experts out there talking to us women in such a negative way about intermittent fasting, with warnings about all of the negative side effects we would feel and all of the detrimental things that would happen to our body if we as women practice intermittent fasting, and especially us aging women. So I'm super excited that all of that data is changing, and I congratulate all of you women and want to thank all of you for your support. I think we in this community are a big part of this pivot now back around to how it is intermittent fasting can really benefit us women, especially as we're going through the aging process. So pat yourself on the back. You are living proof that we are in fact benefiting from this, and you are living this loud and proud here in this community. So I appreciate that, and you are doing things to help others in the future as well. So one of the biggest benefits of intermittent fasting for us, especially as aging women, and now we know because the data is there, that it does in fact reverse the signs of aging. We talk a lot in this community about how aging is really now considered a disease. So we know that with lifestyle changes, we can in fact reverse diseases. So if aging is now considered a disease, why would we not want to do everything we can to reverse some of those negative side effects of this disease? Intermittent fasting is in fact proving to do just that. If you are a woman who's practicing intermittent fasting, you know that you are feeling so much better as you're going through these hormonal changes and as you're starting to see some negative side effects of aging pop up. Introducing something like intermittent fasting and really listening to those signs and signals that your body is sending you will in fact reverse those aging signs that we are not happy with. So number one, it reverses the signs of aging. Number two, it helps reverse sugar-related diseases. These are the top things that we talk here about in this community. Insulin resistance, hypoglycemia, pre-diabetic conditions, diabetic conditions, type 2 most specifically, Alzheimer's side effects, foggy brain, losing our memory as we're starting to get older and as those sugar diseases start to set in with us. Remember, it is a process and a progressive type of aging process, starting usually with hypoglycemia. If you're the woman who can't go more than a couple of hours without food, I'm talking to you. Insulin resistance, that is when you become the woman who no longer can lose body fat. Maybe your weight is desperately and frustratingly stuck at a certain point that you're not happy with. That is usually the sign of insulin resistance. Type 2 diabetes and the pre-diabetic stages are the ones that start leading us into those side effects of Alzheimer's. And yes, women in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s are all feeling those negative side effects of these sugar-related diseases that end up affecting our brain. So if you're suffering from any of those type of things, intermittent fasting can in fact help you reverse those. I am living proof of that. Diabetic, I was suffering from some of those early onset Alzheimer's types of signs and signals, and they are all gone. And many of the women in this community I know are also feeling those positive effects of intermittent fasting in reversing those sugar-related diseases. Number 3, intermittent fasting is balancing out our hormones. That was one of the huge warning signs for women early on when intermittent fasting became this big new phenomenon, was that the warnings of hormonal imbalance when you started intermittent fasting. And what we are now proving is that that was just not true, and that intermittent fasting can in fact help us balance out our hormones. We know as soon as we put something into our body that causes a chemical reaction, that chemical reaction alters our hormones. So if we go for a period of time without interfering with our chemical makeup and we give our body an opportunity to reset itself, it will in fact reset our hormone balance. So many women are feeling the positive effects of the hormonal balancing that comes with intermittent fasting. So again, we've debunked that little myth, and we now know that intermittent fasting can help us women balance out our hormones at all stages of life. But for a lot of us who are going through the perimenopausal and menopausal stages of hormonal imbalance, intermittent fasting is proving to be a glorious way to live our life, and we are balancing those things out and reversing some of those negative side effects as well. We also know that intermittent fasting helps us burn body fat. When you go from a sugar burner to a fat burner, it doesn't matter what age you are in that change of energy burning process. If you are going through perimenopausal changes and menopausal changes and your body is hoarding hormonal body fat, intermittent fasting will help you burn that off. Because your body is no longer dependent and have sugar readily available to burn, it defaults to finding your own stored body fat and will burn it as an energy source. We call that the energized sense of calm here in this community, and so many women are benefiting from that positive side effect of intermittent fasting as well. And then the last one, and I consider it the least important considering all the other things we just talked about, but losing weight. So many of us women are so frustrated with that sticking point that our weight is at. The frustration that we have that the old tips and tricks that we used to use to lose weight are no longer working for us. We know now that intermittent fasting does in fact reduce that inability to have our body actually let go of weight. The first area that we start to let go of weight is that stubborn water weight, that weight that we're holding on to because our body is so inflamed by all the imbalances that we have going on and all of the intolerances that our body is trying to deal with some of the nutrition that we're putting in it. So we do in fact lose weight. Beginning stages of losing weight is definitely that inflammation or that water weight, which is also known as one of the root causes for so many of the diseases that we are suffering from today. So we want that weight to go away. With time and consistency and keeping that fat burning opportunity open in your own body, your body will also begin to lose weight as well. So if you're a woman who is suffering from frustration because everything that you're trying to do with reducing calorie intake and over exercising is no longer working for you to help you lose weight, intermittent fasting has now proven to be the thing that will help you there. It is often the last positive sign and signal that we see with intermittent fasting, but all of the other things that we start to notice in the progression to getting to that weight loss are all beneficial for us and will really help us women reverse the signs of aging and be able to age successfully and fight off what we now know as the disease of aging. I am super excited about 2020. Like I said, there is so much new scientific data out there, in conjunction with all of the amazing stories that we hear in our own community from the graduates of our Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course. We women, I believe, are the ones that are benefiting the most from intermittent fasting. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to warn you about if you are interested in adapting an intermittent fasting lifestyle for yourself. With all of this newfound success for women and the fact that intermittent fasting now is no longer a fad, but really a lifestyle that people are creating, everyone is jumping on the bandwagon. The beautiful thing about that is now intermittent fasting is a more commonplace practice for how you're living your life. The negative side of everybody jumping on the bandwagon is if you thought information out there before was super confusing and conflicting, get ready, because it is going to get worse. Because everyone has their own spin or their own take or their own set of rules that they are adapting and then suggesting other people follow. What I really suggest that you do if you're looking to start incorporating intermittent fasting as a lifestyle for you is pick a plan or a mentor who will teach you how to develop an intermittent fasting lifestyle for yourself and not dictate a set of rules that you must follow in order to be successful. The one thing that I have found as a coach myself for women in intermittent fasting is that there is no one way to intermittent fast correctly, that you really do need to adapt a lifestyle that will allow you to look and feel your best and live your most authentic life. And we really need to get ourselves out of these tight little boxes and all these rules, and you're either all in or all out on one person's way of doing it, and really adapt the way that works for you and then go all in. We don't want to live that diet type mentality anymore. We don't want to become food phobic, and we don't want to have to live by such rigid rules and guidelines that we feel like we can't enjoy our own life. So make sure that the plan that you pick to follow or the mentor that you choose to follow is allowing you the opportunity to figure out what works for you and give you some guidelines to get you started right. The second thing is making sure that you are looking at this as an authentic lifestyle for you. You have to build in some wiggle room. You have to know that you cannot live this lifestyle authentically if you are obsessed about either doing it perfect or not doing it at all. Nothing in life that is so tightly run is ever really worth living out. So make sure that the lifestyle that you are creating for yourself is authentic to you and the way that you want to live your life happily. And then you want to make sure that all the decisions that you are making about any lifestyle changes that you're going to be making for yourself are that they allow you to look and feel your best. We want to make sure that when we wake up every day as women, that we are confident in our own skin and we are happy about the decisions that we are making. When I say look and feel your best, I want to make sure that when you plant your feet on the floor every morning, that you are excited about your day, you're excited about the opportunities that you have to look forward to throughout your day, and that you are empowered to make good decisions for yourself. So intermittent fasting for women in 2020 is going to be an amazing lifestyle to live. I think it's going to give us such an opportunity to really benefit from all these positive aging reversal type of aspects that we can benefit from, and it really is giving women an opportunity to take their lives back and feel empowered about the choices that they are making. We have our intermittent fasting for today's aging woman course starting on January the 4th, so it'll be our first class in 2020, which is super exciting now that we have all of this amazing scientific data to back up what we're doing to make us feel really confident that we're making the right decisions for ourselves. Our registration for this month's course is going to be very short. Registration opens on the 1st of January and will close on the 3rd. So we only have a couple days to get you registered. So if you're interested, do me a favor and click on the email link. Make sure that you are registered for our email list, and then we will get an email registration offer out to you guys between the 3rd and the 1st and the 3rd of this month so we can get you in class. I'm going to take a second to go ahead and welcome everyone who has jumped on today, and then I'll circle back around and welcome everyone and answer questions from anyone who jumped in after we loaded this up as a rebroadcast. Our plan for 2020 is to go live on YouTube. We're only going to go live on one platform this year to kind of simplify things and get everyone in one place so we can get you in and out of here quickly. And we are going to try to keep these broadcasts to about 30 minutes. So I have about 15 minutes minutes or so to answer any questions or comments you guys might have. So please make sure you drop them in the comments section really quick. I'll go through welcome everyone and then answer your questions and your comments. Jody, hello from Australia. It's always good to have you here with us. Donna, good afternoon. Claudia, happy new year to you as well. Bridget from Washington. Julie, a graduate of the December 2019 course. So girlfriend, you are a new graduate. You will be able to live your intermittent fasting lifestyle loud and proud in 2020. So I'm super proud of you. Teresa is here. So excited about the new year. Yes, girlfriend, I am too. Teresa has been with us since 2018 and she's living her life loud and proud as an intermittent faster as well. And then we have another Teresa here. February 2019 grad. Cherish my daughter. Living it made me a believer out of me. I tried to go the conventional route. This actually worked. Data or no data? Yeah, for sure. You know, the thing about scientific data that I always warn women especially about is that scientific data usually has very controlled guidelines. And so always make sure that you know what the scientific data parameters were based around before you decide if that scientific data really should apply to you or not. There is so much information out there, and I don't know why intermittent fasting specifically makes us feel like we have to have all this proof that it works before we're going to give it a try, where we so quickly and without too much thought jump into diet plans and crazy exercise programs and quick fix pills and potions and powders and all of those things. We don't ever research the scientific data when the end result seems like it's going to be that magic pill. I think the thing with intermittent fasting that makes people feel like they have to have all this proof and scientific data is the fact that we have to do something that seems uncomfortable. So we, I think, are looking for something that's going to detour us as opposed to encourage us to do it. So I strongly encourage you to give it a go before you throw it out as something that might not be a possibility for you. Just give it a try. And what we do in our course is we really do try to mentor you through that very first week when you're building your foundation and you're really trying to establish some guidelines for you. So it's a really great place to start for you to test it out and see if it might in fact be something that's going to work with you for you, and you don't have to spend days and days and months, and sometimes a lot of women are spending years trying to find the proof that this is going to work for them when the proof is already inside of you. You just have to try it and then see how it goes. Valerie, hello. I start, do well, and stop. Okay, Valerie, you got to just make a decision, right? I always say here in this community, there's two things you need to do every single day. Ask yourself how long you're going to fast, and then decide how well you're going to feast. The way you answer those two questions for yourself is just how you answer them. There's no pass or there's no fail. It's a decision that you make. So just decide every day that you're going to fast. The hours may vary for you, but if you fast every day, you will start to see the benefits of that. So the thing you don't want to do is go to extremes, either all out or all in. Try to just stay consistent over a period of time so that you can start reaping some of the benefits of it for sure. It's a mindset game that you're playing with yourself. So just work on that mindset a little bit and see if you can stay in a little longer. Sally, I did my first 36-hour fast after Christmas. I feel so much better and have continued with 16/8. There you go, girlfriend. Good for you. Terry, January 2019 grad, still working on listening to signs and signals, sometimes make wrong decisions. Yes, and the thing that we want to remember too is they're not wrong decisions, they're just decisions that don't make you feel as good as when you make other decisions. And again, it's mindset and the vocabulary that we are choosing to use for those decisions that we're making. So just make decisions that are going to make you feel better, whether that's right or wrong, we don't care. You just end up feeling better. And that will kind of help you get past those days where maybe the decisions you make aren't making you feel so great. And then Jean, good to have you. She's a July 2017 grad. She's one of our OGs. So good to have you with us again, Jean. And then Janine, a September 2019 grad, as well as Midlife Mindset Shift. Just signed up for the first quarter class in 2020. Can't wait to see more positive health changes following the IF lifestyle. Yeah, for sure. And for those of you who are a graduate of our Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course, we just launched a Midlife Mindset Shift course that's launching in January as well. So if you are interested in joining us for some further mindset shifting that we need to do in our midlife. I would love to have you. We work on that in January, and then in February we're going to be working on some goal setting, and then in March we're going to be working on some decluttering and organizing our life. So we're going to spend an entire quarter together, and we would love to have you as a graduate in that course with us as well. Tamara, 2019 grad. Becky, I started this in May, have only had 2 or 3 hot flashes. Yay, that's awesome. That's one of the benefits of intermittent fasting, in balancing out those hormones is really reversing a lot of those negative side effects that we're feeling. So I'm so happy for you, and just continue fasting and you'll continue feeling those benefits for sure. Audrey from San Antonio, just down the road from us, November 2019 grad. Maria, I need this, almost 60 pounds and really struggling with weight loss. Maria, join us for January 4th. It is the best way to kick off a new year. It's the best way to kick off a new decade. And then you have us here to support you after class as well. So you'll never be left alone. We're always here to support you. So I would highly recommend getting on our email list and then jumping in with us in January. And then Bernice from Texas, glad to have you with us. Anu from Houston, Shauna, wondering what is better for me to use. I have been fasting 20 plus hours every day, but got major results doing alternate day fasting, but it's hard to do every other day like the name suggests. So Shauna, you have to understand what the better option is for you as far as living your life most authentically. So I don't like alternate day fasting because it's super confusing. Do I fast today? Do I not fast today? I know there's calorie restrictions sometimes with those kind of plans as well. So just fast every day, and then be really conscious of what you're doing in your feasting window. Oftentimes it's not so much the fasting aspect of what we're doing, but it's what we're doing in our feasting, and is that undoing what we did in our fast. So I would concentrate a little bit more on what you're doing in your feasting window and see if you can kind of balance that out so you fast long and feast well every day over time consistently. And then Danny, good to have you with us as well. Happy New Year to you. October 2018 class. Dina, September 2019 graduate, October 2019 midlife mindset shift. You mentioned after graduate of class, you allowed to jump in for free for next month. Does this only apply immediately after, or can we repeat 1 month? Dina, why don't you send me an email and I'll kind of further explain how that works. And then Tammy, how do we know if we are for sure registered? Tammy, send me an email and I'll look you up on my end, or you can go to www.fortoday'sagingwoman.com/login. If you've already registered for our course, it should be in your library. If you want to know if you're in fact on our email list, the best thing to do would be to email me at dyannparhamfitness@gmail.com, and I will make sure to look you up. And if you're not on our email list, I'll send you a link to get on it for sure. And then Diane, did your class a year ago. I post but have since gained. Do I need to rejoin and pay the full fee? Make sure that you email me as well, and I'll get you information about how you can get back into the class. It usually just depends on what year you took the class, because we've changed it every year. So definitely make sure you email me on that one. And then Holly, good to see you, girlfriend. She's another one of our September 2019 grads and is a current midlife mindset shift student as well. So I think it's an amazing opportunity for us women. I personally think 2020 is going to be one of the best decades for women, and a big part of that is because we are now taking our health, how it is we choose to age, and all the things that we want to have for ourselves as women. We're taking back control of that. We are showing up our best selves, and we are embracing everything that life has to offer us. So I'm super excited to go through this next year with all of you. I'm excited for the community and the foundation that we have already established here. Know you are always welcome here. Know that you will always be loved here, and know that this is a safe environment for you to share maybe some of the struggles that you're going with, and I always want you to share the wins that you have as well. Again, our class starts on January 4th for both the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman as well as our Midlife Mindset Shift course. If you are a Midlife Mindset Shift course from 2019, we have an amazing new opportunity for you as well. So make sure you check in with your course. There's some information in there on how you can join us for the first quarter of 2020. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too, and I hope we will be able to spend a lot of time together over the next year. I will see you guys back here on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time here on YouTube. We will make sure that we send out an email on Wednesday to remind you to join us as well. And as always, welcome to join on the rebroadcast. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.